Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a terrific day. We're going to look at a number of stories together here. Nothing too monumental happening in the news. Nothing earth-shaking. But we have a number of little updates that we're going to go through. We're talking about Ripple today that's been actually hit with another lawsuit regarding its status as a security. We have some positive news out of Switzerland and some things that the Swiss are doing to advance the crypto and blockchain agenda, which is the name of the game, right? Similar moves happening out of Europe. We're going to take a quick look at a report that was surprisingly positive out of the EU. We have news from Monaco. Monaco is rebranding, and their agenda, their mission statement is very much to make sure that crypto proliferates in this world. And they've made a move toward that end. And we also have just a quick little write-up here, a little essay, I suppose you could call it, by Charles Hoskinson. So we're going to discuss a couple of quick thoughts on that. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already heard the news or explored this story between Syscoin and Binance, check out Licia's article. This is from yesterday, but it was released a little bit later. We didn't have a chance to cover it directly in the news. So this is a really nice summary of everything that's happened here with the Syscoin SAFU. Again, it wasn't a hack. It was a complicated sort of technical issue, but yeah, we got the SAFU out of that in the end on Binance's side, and I'd like to think that it was a net positive. So Syscoin is safe, but Binance create an emergency cold wallet. So do be sure to check out this article by Licia. Check out Binance's incident report as well. Incident recap on Irregular SYS trading. Now, on to today's news. So here we have this article by Garrett on altcoinbuzz.io. Ripple has been hit with another lawsuit claiming that XRP is a security. So this is just the perennial issue in the news, guys, as to whether, a given crypto or token is or is not a security. It was that way for a while with Bitcoin. It was that way for quite a while with Ethereum as well. We got good news with them. So the next target on the list, naturally for the haters out there, is Ripple. So XRP is still awaiting a decision from the SEC regarding if it is a security. Ripple would prefer that XRP not be classified as a security and have equipped themselves with a former SEC chairwoman in preparation, but another lawsuit has been filed. So referring to their preparation and them arming themselves, you may remember this article by Garrett from exactly a month ago. Ripple arms itself with former SEC chairwoman in preparation for its court case. So these guys are gearing up, and look, this is lawfare. That's how it is sometimes in the world, but they're making sure they're not going down without a fight. So that is a direct reference to that particular defense tactic. So this happens to be the third lawsuit. It claims that XRP is a security and has been filed by California resident David O'Connor. Named as the defendants are Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse along with 25 others. Garlinghouse has been fighting the security label for months, consistently claiming that buying XRP is not equivalent to buying shares of the Ripple company. Garlinghouse has stressed that owning XRP does not give holders a stake in the company or pay any dividends. So this particular lawsuit claims that Ripple sold the XRP tokens to fund its operations. Yeah, I don't know about that claim. I think that's a poor argument from my understanding of the situation. However, the plaintiff also claims, quote, here, the XRP offered and sold by the defendants had all the traditional hallmarks of a security, yet defendants failed to register them as such. The purchase of XRP constitutes an investment contract as XRP purchasers, including plaintiff, provided consideration in form of fiat such as US dollars or other cryptocurrencies in exchange for XRP. XRP purchasers reasonably expected to derive profits from their ownership of XRP, and defendants themselves have frequently highlighted this profit motive. It's interesting because you have Ripple and XRP, and like no two other entities in crypto, there's been a very concerted effort to separate and differentiate the two. So, sometimes I talk about on this channel, I talk about XRP, and then I talk about Ripple, and I'm actually corrected, and people are calling me out saying, well, they're not the same. You can't conflate the two of those. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, well, why is it that the cryptocurrency for Ripple is viewed by the community to be so distinct and so separate from the parent company? And I think we've been getting that on the part of Ripple more and more. They've been stressing that point. Jeff had a live broadcast yesterday, guys, on the Altcoin Buzz channel, and he brought up this point. And it's possible that they have, potentially another strategy in play. But isn't that funny that XRP and Ripple are always disentangled? People always want to make sure they're considered separately, whereas that's not so much the case with other projects out there in the crypto space. So you can take a look further at what Brad Garlinghouse has to say. Of course, Ripple is anxiously awaiting a decision here. They've geared up with the former SEC chairwoman. They're certainly not going down without a fight. As stated by their chief marketing strategist, Corey Johnson, quote, "We absolutely are not a security. We don't meet the standards for what a security is based on the history of court law." Going back to the Howey test and similar discussions we've had with Ethereum and other projects, guys, let us know what you think about this. Let us know what as far as that point that I brought up about differentiating Ripple and XRP itself. Would be curious to know your thoughts. Make sure you check out Garrett's previous article from a month ago about Ripple arming itself with former SEC chairwoman. I think that's an important move in this particular battle. And this is the actual lawsuit that's been filed here. So you can check this out if you feel like reading through it by Mr. O'Connor, I think it was. So you can take a look at the original document there. And here you have the quote that I just mentioned at the tail end of Garrett's article. So XRP, 100% not a security, Ripple claims. You can read more about that. And again, guys, let us know your thoughts on this issue. I think the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not regarded as securities sets a pretty nice precedent for Ripple. It's far better going into this particular battle than it would have otherwise been given the alternative. Imagine if Bitcoin and Ethereum somehow were classified as securities. I think it would have been, things would have looked pretty glum for Ripple had that been the case. But it's not. So let's see what happens. In other news, and here you have an article by Licia, Switzerland to create the first official digital asset exchange. SIX, Switzerland's stock exchange, has announced that it is working on a digital asset ecosystem. SIX Digital Exchange, SDX, which will be a regulated market just like the traditional financial one. So, SDX is going to be the first market infrastructure in the world which will allow, quote, a fully integrated end-to-end trading, settlement, and custody service for digital assets. Its creators promise that its ecosystem will be safe for issuing and trading digital assets and enabling the tokenization of existing securities and non-bankable assets to make previously untradeable assets tradable. So here you have this individual, Thomas Zeeb. He's head securities and exchanges. SIX acknowledged that the digital world is currently experiencing multiple problems. Of course, he's referring to the security issues that we had. Nobody is saying, guys, that the digital space, that cryptocurrency is perfect in its current state, right? It's not some ideal, immaculate solution. It's a work in progress. It has the potential to be better, in my opinion, than the existing paradigm that we have, than the existing financial framework that exists in the world, but we're not there yet, right? There are still hacks we hear about on a daily basis, and that's what Mr. Zeeb is referring to here. So he's talking about the BitThumb hack. There was the CoinRail hack not long before that. We had this whole Syscoin fiasco on Binance. Again, check out Licia's other article on that if you're not up to speed on the issue. So he's lamenting the fact that no, we're not in a perfectly matured space. So he goes on, quote, "Do you adopt a model with many sub-custodians, including inefficient interfaces and with inherent risk? Or do you go with a recognized and regulated infrastructure provider who provides all steps of the chain in an integrated and secure model? We believe that the latter has significant value. As the stock exchange infrastructure for Switzerland, we know what it takes to build and run mission-critical and scalable, systemically important services," says Zeeb. So pretty interesting. If he wants to go about that route in a more systemic way, in a more official way, then this spells for me potential integration with Switzerland's existing mature markets, and that may be a good way for consumers to, just to avoid any considerations of FUD. It's going to ease any potential fears that they have, even subconscious ones. We all want to be associated with secure systems, guys. I think that's just human nature. Quote, "The financial industry now needs to bridge the gap between traditional financial services and digital communities," he stresses. Yes, I couldn't agree more. So you can check this out, read more about Licia's article here on altcoinbuzz.io. Let us know your thoughts about this. I think this is a good move for Switzerland. They seem to be paving the way, and they seem to be enthusiastic about digital exchanges, about cryptocurrency. So here you can read about this on sixgroup.com's website. Six, or is it SIX? Let's call it SIX, to launch full end-to-end and fully integrated digital asset trading, settlement, and custody service. So this is positive news for everybody in the crypto space. And in other positive news, this one surprised me. I was scratching my head at this one. But in other positive news here on blocked.com, we have some pretty encouraging developments out of Europe, also out of Europe, in this case out of the EU. EU Parliament, so European Union Parliament, destroys bearish claims in new report. Yeah, the EU Parliament recently dissed crypto bears, including economist Robert Schiller, in a new report that presents a supportive stance on digital currencies. The report suggests that crypto will stay with us, with us for a while. Not too bad. So, in this new report titled, quote, Virtual Currencies and Central Banks Monetary Policy Challenges Ahead by the Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee of the European Parliament is making headlines for presenting a supportive stance on digital currencies in the Eurozone. So let's take a look at a couple of the quotes that they've mentioned here. So the document includes the following, quote, this gives them good prospects for further development. However, they remain unlikely to challenge the dominant position of sovereign currencies and central banks, especially those in major currency areas. As with other innovations, virtual currencies pose a challenge to financial regulators, in particular because of their anonymity and trans-border character. Okay, so basically they're saying they're not going to take over the other financial and currency systems of the world overnight. I can agree with that. That's fair. Another quote here. One cannot have the illusion that even the strictest regulation and bans can entirely eliminate the use of VCs as a means of payment in cases of private transaction, especially cross-border ones, or as a store of value, a financial asset in which some economic agents will be interested to invest. The cross-border harmonization of financial and tax regulations and the cooperation of financial regulatory authorities is never perfect, which will leave room for cross-border arbitrage. And are crypto bears in a delusion? Final quote. The economists who attempt to dismiss the justifications for and importance of VCs, virtual currencies, considering them as the inventions of quacks and cranks, a new incarnation of monetary utopia or mania, fraud, or simply as a convenient instrument for money laundering, are mistaken. So in other words, all of those naysayers, all of those detractors that level all of those criticisms that I just listed against VCs, virtual currencies, are mistaken, very simply. So this is a great report, and again, surprising to see this coming out of the European Union Parliament, but it is what it is, guys. You know, there are surprises to be experienced in this world. So do check this out. We're going to link to the report here, which is in PDF form. You can take a look at the table of contents there, the executive summary, which is still pretty long actually, but they speak positively in many ways about virtual currencies. So do be sure to check this out. Let us know what you think this means. I mean, if the European Union Parliament is speaking well of cryptocurrencies, are you excited about it? Does it get you going? Does it get you enthusiastic about the future of VCs in Europe? Let us know. Quick update here, guys. Monaco rebrands as Crypto.com to accelerate the world's transition to cryptocurrency. Monaco is the pioneer in cryptocurrency and financial services firm. It announced that it's rebranding itself to Crypto.com, which reflects its mission statement to accelerate the global development, adoption, and transition to cryptocurrency. Right on, not too bad. So Chris Marchalik, co-founder and CEO of Crypto.com, said, Crypto.com gives us a powerful new identity in line with our original vision to put cryptocurrency in every wallet. As the name we are taking on is also representative of the entire space, it comes with huge responsibility to carry the torch. We will strive to deliver impact worthy of the name and build infrastructure that enables growth of the ecosystem, delivering on the promise of a decentralized future. So you have here you have this particular Crypto.com, and it's got all these following products. If you look at this, MCO, which by the way is a nod to their token, I believe. So you have MCO Visa Card, MCO Wallet App, MCO Crypto Invest, MCO Crypto Credit, other services and benefits, MCO Private, a bespoke concierge for high net worth cryptocurrency investors, Platinum Referral Reward Program, Crypto Wallet Cashback, and Crypto Airdrops. So I'm not familiar myself with these guys, but perhaps you are, and it seems like they're really on Team Crypto and Team Blockchain. You know, I like to see this kind of thing. I don't like to see the Long Island iced teas of the world change their names to Long Island blockchain. But when it comes to this, if this is really their bread and butter, they're in this industry, and they're going all at it. 100% of their efforts are dedicated to crypto. Their products reflect that. Then why not? This rebranding is fine by me. It makes a lot of sense. You can check them out, right? The namesake, crypto.com. Check them out on their website. Accelerating the world's transition to cryptocurrency. We wish them luck. Finally, guys, and just very briefly, you have this brief lessons from being a CEO in the cryptocurrency space by Charles Hoskinson, who, you may recognize that name. He's associated, of course, with Cardano, the CEO of Cardano. And he's just kind of pontificating here on what it means to be a leader in the space. He talks about his leadership, the roles that he's taken on in cryptocurrency. Talking about the industry as a whole, the cryptocurrency space is an unusual animal in that it's not entirely a field of technology adhering to some leadership variant of a Silicon Valley startup or an established research group like DARPA. Rather, it's an aggregation of a political movement, disgust of current systems, academic research, frustration over middlemen of necessity, a religion with cyberpunk roots, and a series of open source projects. I probably missed a few others. So it's just an interesting read, guys. He's got a whole bunch of different musings here on the space, on leadership in the space. Once again, guys, if you have not checked out Jeff's live broadcast from yesterday on the Altcoin Buzz YouTube channel, check it out. Jeff has offered some of his opinions on Charles Hoskinson, what he thinks of Charles as a leader for Cardano and as a leader in cryptocurrency in general. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I'd encourage you to check this out. So we're going to link to that in the description below. With that, guys, we round out the news for today. So a lot of little things. There's a lot of little things in the news lately. But the next big story, I think we're braced for it and we're ready. And to be even more ready to be prepared for when that big story does inevitably hit, make sure you guys are following Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter because we alert you to the latest that's going on in the crypto space. Guys, if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed as well to our channel because we have new content every day. Not only subscribe, but notified. Click the bell to make sure you get notifications because we put out new content every single day. New videos, new pieces. Of course, check out altcoinbuzz.io for new publications. Not only our coverage of what's happening in the news, but some editorials as well. We have a new podcast out, guys, Cybersecurity on the Blockchain. We have an interview with Sentinel Protocol, so do be sure to check that out. And guys, be sure to leave your comments below, ladies and gentlemen of the Altcoin Buzz Army. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on these stories that we discussed today. With that, if you choose to invest, I wish you happy investing. We'll see you all again soon in a new video. Take care.